I'm ready.
All right. Hey, everyone. This is Russell Brunson. I'm here today with the man, the myth, the legend. His name is Howard Berg. How's it going?
I'm doing great. It's good to see you again.
Awesome to see you as well.
Yes.
Howard is one of the, if not the coolest person on planet Earth, one of the coolest. And I'm so excited he's here in Boise with us. So I'm going to tell you guys a backstory about what's happening and why this is all happening. So as you guys know, we launched my brand new book, Expert Secrets, recently. And we just passed 30,000 books sold yesterday, which is what we're excited for. And I thought, how do we celebrate this? What if we had one of the coolest people ever come here and actually read this book? Now, why is Howard why am I so excited for this? So, when I was, what year was your infomercial, the initial one? Because I was...
it was with Nightingale Cohen. We did 65 million, and we sold 650,000 copies, and that was in the mid-90s.
So in the mid-90s, I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, and I was watching an infomercial, as marketing nerds like me do, and I saw Howard, and I remember watching him, and he was reading books, and you guys are going to experience this here in a second. It's the coolest thing ever. But he was reading them like this, and he's flipping pages, and I was like, I don't think he's really reading that book. And I remember watching the infomercial. I probably watched it 5 or 6 times because it's so captivating watching the process. And then, and that was it. And then fast forward, and then, man, 15, I don't know how many years later, I was in Dallas at an event, and I got done, and someone said, hey, there's
Dan Kennedy.
Yep, the Dan Kennedy event. And this guy came and said, hey, there's this guy that wants to meet you. He's the world's fastest reader. And I was like, wait a minute. I've seen that guy on TV before. And then we introduced, and I was like, and he had a t-shirt on at the time that said, my last JD was with Justin Timberlake, because he had just done a commercial with Justin Timberlake.
Listen, I'm sure he talks about it all the time. He lost his invitation to his wedding. I kept waiting and waiting.
Where's my invitation?
Peyton was there, and I think when he got the Super Bowl, it was just when they say, next thing I'm going to do is finish Howard's course. I'm pretty sure.
Why did that happen? The infomercial is for the Sony Reader, right?
Yes.
And Peyton's like, I can read thousands of books, and then it's like Howard goes, I just did, and then Justin Timberlake, so did I, and like, no, you didn't. Anyway, it was really funny. So anyway, and we've been friends ever since then. He's come now to our office probably the 3rd or 4th time.
Yes.
He trained my entire staff once on doubling our reading, which was awesome. All of us did. Most of us got 3 or 4 times, and one punk kid got like 16x our speed. I was like, what? Anyway, he's a genius. So anyway, so I thought, how much fun would it be for me and for you and for all of us to have Howard come and actually read the book and tell us if it's any good? Because some of you guys are still waiting to get it in the mail, right? And so we called him up, and now he's here, and I'm so excited. So 2 things are happening. One, he's going to read this, and then while he's reading, I'm going to tell you guys about something that's happening tomorrow in our event room over here with Howard, which is insanely cool. So before he breaks into this, this is what you guys have been getting in the mail. You guys either ordered the Expert Secrets book, or some of you guys got the black box. If you got the black box, then you got all these other cool goodies inside as well, like the .com Secrets book, and there's a bunch of other sneaky books and fun things that I don't want to show you. You can tell you unless you got the black box. Some of you guys got the upgrade and got the audio books as well. But today we're talking about Expert Secrets, and I'm excited. So, and I'm going to film part of this process because it's so cool to see. One more thing before we let Howard do his thing. Actually, 2 more things. We did this last time. We had some other author come and bring their book, and he read it, and then they asked some questions. And I was always jealous that I didn't get to do that with my own book. And now it's so exciting for me. This is like better than Christmas for me, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
That's how excited I am.
I'm sorry, Christmas suck.
All right, so Howard is the world's fastest reader, Guinness Book of World Record. And you want, real quick before you start, to tell how, like, what was it in your life that got you into reading and got you to do what you do?
I grew up in the projects in Brooklyn. It was really bad. The movie Goodfellas was filmed about the people who went to high school with me, and they were the nice people. It was, well, let's put it this way. We moved when they raped an 88-year-old man. That's pretty awful. I was pistol. My dad was pistol whipped. I had knives to my throat, been beaten with baseball bats. Just part of going to school in Brooklyn. I mean, this happened over and over and over again, hundreds of times. So I found one safe place, the library. The gang kids treat the libraries like vampires treat churches. They don't go there. I was reading the Theory of Relativity when I was 8. I was a little different. And when I was 11, I had college reading. When I got to college at 17, I majored in biology, and in my junior year, I got interested in how the brain works. And I said, I want to do 2 majors, psych and bio. I said, you can't. You're not smart enough. You have to do the 4-year program in 1 year and take 6 science courses at the same time, and you won't be able to. And I thought about it. They never taught us how to learn. They'll tell you what to learn and why to learn, what happens when you don't learn, but not why. You can hear a song once, and you sing it the rest of your life, effortlessly. Then you read a book like The 7 Habits of how they affect the people. The next day, you don't know what any of the habits are. So there had to be a way to learn things that mattered, the same as the song, and there was. I got up to 80 pages a minute. I did the 4-year program in 1 year. And then went on, I took the GRE in biology, and in 3 nights I read 48 bio books, like biochemistry, cell physiology, genetics, embryology. I got 3 questions wrong. So people say, do you remember anything? Well, it was a couple hundred questions. I got 3 wrong. And then I went and started a school, and we had kids 11 to 15. So me doing it, it's a freak show. It's like, oh, look at him. Doesn't mean anything. Nothing changes. So I said, can I teach this? If we did this with a group of youngsters, 11 to 15, they did a 30-chapter book in lifelong developmental psych, which is a sophomore course in college. And these are 11 to 15-year-olds. They read the book in 1 week, and 15 out of 18 passed the CLEP, which is the AP test, in 1 week, and got full college credit. And
so it's not just a magic trick. It's learnable too.
It's a science.
I know it's true because I like 3x my reading the first time we did this. So
we had another group, 11 to 15, started a company. You would appreciate this as an entrepreneur. One of the youngsters in the group, her brother had Downs, and they wanted to help. So they started a not-for-profit to raise money for Downs. And these are 11 to 15-year-olds. Their first year, they made $93,000 for Downs research. And they won the Silver Pyramid, which you may recognize as the Oscar in advertising, is the best not-for-profit business in America. And these are 11-year-olds. So that's why I'm doing this, because a lot of the people watching aren't 11, but they're in business. And everything you do in business is based on only one thing, what you know.
Yeah.
If you know more, you understand it better, you connect more dots, what happens? You make more money.
Yeah.
So it's about success. Success in the workplace, success in the school place. Seniors use it to stay mentally fit. So I'm excited because I feel like what I'm doing isn't just a freak show that's something I can demonstrate, but something I can teach. And to me, being able to teach others far more important than being able to do it.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right, well, my biggest fear, to be completely honest, is that he's going to read this book and say, of the 30,000 books he's read, this is the worst one. So
be like Cisco and Ebert, right?
I know. So, and we're on live right now, so hopefully it doesn't happen that way. All right, so what do you need? Do you need anything to get started, or do you need...
I need my hands. That's
your hands? All
my
right.
eyes. I do it with my eyes.
You okay if I record this on this side too? I want to capture
Yeah, that's
this.
fine. Just tell me when you're ready and I'll get started. I fan the pages so they don't stick. When you're going, it may not seem like a big deal, but when you see you're going like 60, 70, 80 pages a minute, it matters.
It's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna start a stopwatch on my side.
Okay.
Melody's got one too. All right. Okay, tell me when you're ready. We'll click the start button over here.
Okay. There's nothing there, so we'll start with this.
Go. All right, so while Howard's reading, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit. Hopefully I don't distract him. This is the coolest thing in the world. Anyway, after we're done, I'm going to actually ask him some questions and see if he's paying attention while he's reading. But what's cool is, like he said, this is something that's teachable, it's learnable. And so when he was here, I asked him if he'd come and he would train our whole staff. And I've done this a couple times. He came and trained our staff probably 6 or 7 years ago. And we did a workshop called the Double Your Reading Workshop. And it's a 4-hour workshop. And he sits you down and he teaches you. I can't do that fast, close. But everyone that went to the workshop initially at least doubled their reading. Most people it's 3 or 4 times, and some people even more. And he's actually going to be staying here tomorrow. We're doing that workshop over here. And if you guys want to come, we got a really cool special offer for you. The way it's going to work is, my question for you first off is, how much would you pay to be able to do that, or even a fraction of that? Imagine if you guys seen the movie Matrix, where like, the dude's like, I want to learn how to fly a helicopter. He plugs in the thing and he can fly a helicopter. And like, I want to learn karate. He plugs it in. Like, imagine if you wanted to learn something and then you just grab the book, you do this, probably not that fast, but you're able to do that. And it's just like plugging a chip in, also you know that thing. One thing he told me initially, he said a lot of people will go and they'll want to learn about something, so they'll read one book on the topic and then that's all they have, that one perspective of it. Well, he'll read 10 books on it and he gets a clear perspective, like, oh, this is the actual reality of it. And so what we're going to be doing is, if you guys want to come to that workshop, we're going to be streaming it live to a private members area. And this is the way it works. We call this the Howard Berg Double Your Reading Challenge, where basically you can come in for free, it's not going to cost you anything, and watch this process for 4 hours tomorrow. And if you miss it, we'll have a recording. You can watch it over the weekend or whatever. And you do have to put a credit card in, but we're not going to bill you. And then afterwards, he's going to have you read a book at the beginning of the class and then read it again at the end. And if you double your reading, then you pay him $100, the cheapest $100 ever. If you don't pay him anything. So if you guys are interested in that, there's going to be a link down below. But you go to doubleyourreading.com, get signed up for the event that's about to happen. We're getting close to the end. What?
Okay. Oh, almost. There's a little after thing here. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
What? 4 minutes and 43 seconds.
Okay. Should I tell you what it's about?
Heck yeah, I want to hear what it's about.
Okay, it starts off, you're thanking people like your son Dallas and your mastermind group. You're talking about Perry Belcher and how he helped you to continue during a hard time and how Dan Kennedy influenced you. Starts off with the story when you were married, you were in college, you were a sophomore or a junior, and one of the few married people, and you needed some money, and you started to make the potato gun. That was the first thing. Then it goes into becoming the leader, the charismatic leader, and how you're supposed to build your herd and get people to be excited about being with you, and that it was about motivating people. And then you go into what do you think? There were different chunks. There was like how to create the right product, like the easiest. Companies. You could be an information product guru, or you could be a company that gets products from an information guru, and either way you can build your base. You don't have to make the product. As long as you can get the product and sell the product, you can still make a lot of money. Those are the two models for the charismatic leader. Then you talked about the hero's journey. Basically, there's two paths, sort of like Joseph Campbell, and how you have your Christ. You start off, you're just one of them, how you're building rapport, you're creating, you're like them, but then this really horrible thing happened, and it made you realize that you had to do something completely different to get to where you wanted to be. So you changed who you were, and you found the answer that everyone's looking for, and then the outcome. And that's sort of the hero's journey section. There's 4 sections. And then you go into how to get started. And the easiest way is the Ask campaign, which is what you do with the potato gun. And you're basically asking people, what do they want? So you're not pushing the product. They're telling you, this is something I need, and you're giving them what they need. That's the easiest thing. Then you had the Epiphany Bridge, which was about a lot of NLP in that. Basically, you're looking at the 3 things. It's relationships, wealth, and health. And you have to look for this is in an earlier chapter, but they're kind of built together. And you look for that sub niche, and you're looking for the niche you could fill, like wealth. You could be teaching people to flip houses, or maybe it's like a special kind of house or special kind of diet. Dieting is a health thing, but you have like a special diet that's for specific, maybe for diabetics. That's not what you use as an example, but that's what you were talking about, finding the sub niche that no one's found, but it has to be in one of those three niches. The people you sell to have to be insanely interested in what you do. They have to be able to be motivated into doing it, and they need to be able to afford what you're doing, because that's often a problem. People often will want a Ferrari, but they don't have the income for it, so they can't pay the insurance. They probably shouldn't be getting the car. So that was another thing. Then with the Epiphany Bridge, it's about removing the self-doubts. There's three kind of doubts. There's the doubt in what you have will work. There's the internal doubt that I don't think, maybe it works, but I'm not the one who can make it work. And then there's the external doubts. The other people are kind of saying, well, you're nuts. This isn't going to work. This is ridiculous. And how do you overcome the objections in the presentation so that when they're ready to make the decision, you've already answered the objections? I think that's what you were trying. It's sort of like Donald Moyne was talking about. You know, you're applying those principles. And then there was the stack, where you kind of show all the things that people can get, and then you explode the value, and you show them the price and say, this is a really fair price, but not today. You cross it out, and you drop it dramatically. And then it says, now it's really amazing. It was worth what I offered it for, but now look what I'm giving it for. But wait, there's more. And then you go into the bonus, which makes it even more insane. And that was a stack.
Already, I think your memories are better than I do, and I wrote the thing. So there's a lot.
I'll try to think some new. Oh, then at the very, very end, the webinar. The importance of the webinar at the top of the funnel, the free webinar, and how to do the perfect webinar, which is really important, and how you don't just offer them something improved. It's got to be revolutionary, new. It's people don't want thing that's an improvement. It's more work, but they want something that is going to blast away what the old paradigm was. So sort of like Netflix took away from Blockbuster, and Redbook took away from Netflix. It's just a new model. So you need to have a revolutionary strategy that no one's thought of, which is why you want to be in that little sub-niche, because it's easier to do where there's fewer people competing, but there's still a tremendous interest. And so you create the perfect webinar, and then you gave them the steps, how many days to market the webinar. I think it was like a week. There's several days out. You do first, second, third email, day of the webinar, and then there was the post-webinar. There was you missed out, but it's not too late, and you create urgency or scarcity, and you have like 1 or 2 days or 3 days of that. And then it wraps up with like, this is it. You know, if you don't do it now, you're never going to get this chance again. And that kind of blows it out. That's where I probably get most of your sales. And then you went on to the next chapter, which was funnels. One funnel was the webinar funnel, and the perfect webinar funnel, and slides. What slides to put in what place to put them to create the problem and the pain and the revolutionary breakthrough, and how come you're the one who can do this, and your story, and the credibility, the testimonials, and then you give them the three. There's the one big thing, and then you also had the domino principle, like this one big thing that's going to make all the difference. This is going to change your life forever. And then you do the webinar. And then the last thing was, there was a bunch of funnels. There was a bunch of funnels that you set up with scripts. The slide one, you went through it step by step by step. You didn't leave it to chance, so they could actually just follow your blueprint and use a proven formula that would make the money, because it's made money. In fact, I just was in that room and saw dozens of people who have already used your formula and made over $1 million. And those are just the ones that made over $1 million. Yeah. And the whole wall's full. I imagine if it was a $500,000, the whole place would be...
2 Comic Club Awards would be wrapping the whole building.
So I witnessed what you do is true, because that's proof. Of course, then we have yours, which takes up a whole wall by itself. No surprise there. So that's basically it. The thing that I liked about the book is that you're giving people specifics. You're not talking just vague generalities. A lot of times when you get a book like this, it's like, buy my product and I will show you how to do it. You show them how to do it, but they still need funnels, click funnels to do it, which is brilliant, because now, after reading that, you have to say to yourself, I'd have to be a total idiot not to get this program that'll allow me to do what I just read. So I'm going to say the whole book is an infomercial. It's not, but it's brilliantly laid out. In business, one of the things you always have to know, and you're so good at this, is you begin with the end in mind. What do you want to see happen at the end? At the end of your workshop, the end of your webinar, at the end of your book. Of course, ClickFunnels is what you would like to see happen, and you've done a really good job because you've justified the investment. It's not entrepreneurs don't think about how much things cost. They think about how much money they'll make. If I give you $1,000 and you make me $100,000, it was brilliant of me to invest it. Yeah. If I give you $100 and I make $1, it was really bad.
It was a rip-off. Yeah.
It was a rip-off. So you've really shown people how to use the ClickFunnels that you've created so that there's no reason not to want it. And I can't see anyone reading this book who doesn't have ClickFunnels not at least thinking about it seriously, and a lot of them converting to ClickFunnels as well. So I think it's very well done because you do give good content. You provide several different models that people can use because different people might prefer one model over another, or maybe you want to do the same product in a different way over time. One model may work better with a different segment of your niche than another. Yeah. I'm sure you've seen that. People might. It's not that they don't respond, but different segments respond to different
ways. Yeah.
Different ways. Okay. That's kind of what I read.
So a good recap.
It took me a day to read the whole book. I'm really proud of myself. All right. The recap took longer than it took actually to read it.
That's often the biggest challenge. Is I have to set it up in my brain when I'm reading, I'm seeing movies, and I teach how to do this. So what I'm doing is I'm playing my movie back, and I'm describing what I'm viewing in my movie, which is why sometimes some of the positions shifted, because it's like I'm not remembering the sequence of every scene that I saw, but different things here triggered something early because they're connected.
Yeah,
there was a continuity to it.
So I don't know about you guys, but anyway, I turn my camera off. That was awesome. So all right, so if you guys watched that, first off, go get your book and read the next 4 minutes, and you'll know all the stuff as fast as Howard just did. If you don't have your book yet, go to expertsecrets.com and get it. But more importantly, what I want is this skill that he has that is teachable. He's taught it to me. He's taught it to tons of people around my world. Is amazing. And if any of you guys want to learn this, you're not going to read as fast as he can, but if you want to at least double your reading, and I think clinically, you proved it clinically through clinical trials, right? You could at least double.
We did a double-blind study using the Nelson-Denny, which is a standardized test for speed and comprehension. We split the 100-person sample, which is random, into two groups of 50, A and B tests. 50 did A and B, and 50 did B and A to make sure the second test wasn't simpler, so it artificially inflated their outcome. And everyone in the 100-person sample doubled or more with excellent comprehension.
So this is what this means. What we're going to do is I want you guys all to double your reading so you can read this book, and when you get your black box, you can also read this book in the same amount of time as you read one. That was good to tie together, right? Two for one. All right. So this is what we're going to do. So tomorrow, Howard is going to be teaching this in our office over here. Most of my staff will be there experiencing it live, and I want you guys to experience it live as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to be streaming it into a private members area. If you can't make it, there will be a recording there so you can watch it this weekend or whenever. And we got a really cool offer. What it's going to be is basically you come in, and you got to put your credit card in. You don't have to pay anything. You're going to jump in. You're going to start the class. At the very beginning, Howard, there's a printout you'll get in the members area. You're going to read it the first time and see how far you went. Then he's going to teach you for 2 or 3 hours, actually 2 hours initially, right? 4 hours total. And then at the end of it, he has you go and you read it again. And if you double your reading, then you owe Howard $100, which is like the greatest $100 you will ever spend ever.
Easy to do.
Yeah, and if you don't double your reading, email us, let us know, and we'll cancel your billing. But if you do double your reading, don't do anything, and we'll bill you $100 like on Monday or a couple days later. So that's kind of the game plan.
And then the second half is learning. because the speed isn't what most people want.
Yeah.
They want retention. They want to understand. And the second part of the program is, okay, now you're reading real fast. Here's what you need to know. Here's how to find it. Here's how to remember it. Here's how to use it. So we're going to cover learning, not just reading fast.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you got learning, you got reading, and this is something where Howard, I've seen it a million times. He's done it a million times. Like, it's not something that you have to trust us on, though. You just come in there, put your credit card in, go through the process. If you double your reading, you pay him $100. If you don't, you don't. And it's like pretty much the greatest offer of all time. So if you guys want to do that, it's really fun.
Because I helped launch Comedy Central. I don't know if I told you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. When it first launched, I lived in New York. Dennis Leary was their first star. I was on 7 out of 14 shows. And I was Jon Stewart's first guest as well. And they don't usually use biologists for humor. I could show you why if you'd like to. Here's a biology joke. A mushroom walks in a bar. The bartender says, "Get out. We don't serve your kind." The mushroom says, "Why not? I'm a fun guy." And that's why there are too many biologists doing comedy. But I did help launch it. And I try to, a very big part of my program is I want people to have fun. You learn better. You understand more when you're laughing and enjoying. And I make my programs fun so that they get not just a lot of good information, but a good time at the same time.
Yeah. It's around fun tomorrow. I'm going to be there. You guys should be there. It's going to be awesome. If you want to come to that, go to doubleyourreading.com. There you'll see a little video we made a little while ago talking about this process. Yeah, tell your friend, it's going to be a ton of fun, you guys.
You know anyone going to school? I have youngsters as young as 11 in college getting A's in a week. One of my kids finished college at 16 with a 4.0. Another became an English professor at 22. He was actually a missionary.
Oh, yeah?
He was a missionary. And he learned Chinese in 3 weeks, too. So not a normal person. But the guy who became a professor at 22 was a C student when he started. So if you know anyone in school that needs this, someone at work has to learn information, which is like everyone, or even an older person who wants to not be a vegetable and keep their brain young and fit as they get older. This is the perfect solution for all three. And you'll actually experience it. It's not like after the program, it's like, when is it going to happen? It happens during the program while you're doing it.
Yeah. So that's the plan, you guys. It's happening tomorrow. Go to doubleyourreading.com, get signed up. Come do the Howard Berg challenge to see if you can double your reading. And the coolest thing is we're recording this. It'll be in the members area. So like if you're not able to make it, it'll be there in a week. It'll be there in a month, whenever you want to take it. But now is the time to sign up. It's literally $100, but only if he doubles your reading. If he doesn't double your reading, you don't pay anything. So come, you guys, hang out with us. It's going to be a ton of fun. Thank you, Howard, for hanging out with us today.
I have fun doing this.
So much fun. And you guys, these books will be coming to you soon. If you don't have them yet, go get it.
You watch the book. It's a good book. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up.
I'm seriously so freaking out about this.
It is a good book. It is.
Yes. Is it the best book? I'm just kidding.
Yes,
I don't want to.
yes, I love this book.
I'm just kidding. It's my best book. That's all that really matters. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Again, get the book. Come learn how to read faster tomorrow. doubleyourreading.com. Thank you, Howard, for hanging out. And we'll see you guys tomorrow during the workshop. I'm excited.
See you tomorrow.